More in-depth coverage now on this worldwide travel alert. Joining us now live in studio, the former head of the Rhode Island National Guard and Eyewitness News analyst, Lieutenant General Reginald Centrachchio. This time of year, stressful enough when it comes to traveling for the holiday. The next couple months are. This just adds another layer to it when you hear about these travel alerts, a worldwide travel alert. What does that exactly mean?
It demonstrates that perhaps in the past we didn't used to have to worry about worldwide considerations for global travel. Because we've seen in the last several months, perhaps, that there is no place on this earth that is immune from any kind of a terrorist attack. Anybody traveling anywhere in this world needs to be aware that there are possibility of attacks could happen with terrorism, either in this country, certainly, or across the world. There's no specific evidence or intelligence that would suggest it would be here in the United States, but you don't know that. You have to be aware, you have to be prepared, and I think the one thing that we can take away from all of this is you need to be well aware of your immediate surroundings. Make sure you follow protocol, either at a bus station or a train station, or certainly the airports, and follow protocol. And if you see anything out of the ordinary, report it to someone of significance, someone who's in authority, and don't test the system. And I think those several pieces of advice perhaps would go a long way.
Now we hear a lot about the airport, and that seems to be under control as far as security goes. But as far as train stations and bus stations, not quite the level of security at those modes of transportation, of public transportation. So should folks be acting differently, prepared differently? How should they treat the whole process of when they go to those two places? Because we know what goes on at the airport.
Yeah. You know, during my several years of training in reference to terrorism, counterterrorism, the one thing that you need to always be aware of is the weakest link as a possible target, either psychologically or physically. So because we don't have, at least seemingly don't have the same kind of physical security at a train station or a bus station, would suggest that it perhaps would be a weak target. So you need to be aware of that, and therefore be aware of your surroundings. Don't gather in large waiting lines and so on. But at the same time, be confident that we do have security that you can't see. And you need to be always aware that if something happens, it's because someone didn't do their job or protocol wasn't followed, and the only thing we can do is to be in charge of the immediate area that we are occupying, and that is to make sure we're doing exactly as we're suggested to do with protocol. Be aware of your surroundings, report things that are abnormal to someone in authority, and don't test the system. Otherwise, we need to have the best possible lifestyle that we should enjoy as Americans.
That's right. You got to keep living your life. Thanks so much for coming in this morning. Really appreciate it as always, and more on the travel alerts throughout the day and the coming weeks here on Eyewitness News.